What's up, ladies and gentlemen on the interweb? Today is Saturday, January 13th, 2024, and on today's episode of Play Byte Extra, the show where we take the best news from last week that I covered on Play Byte and finally give you my opinion on it. Now, of course, every single regular Play Byte episode, I try to bring you unbiased news coverage. I just try to give you the straight news as it is. But on Play Byte Extra, I want to kind of give my opinion on some things. This episode is a pilot, so if it does good, this will continue. If it doesn't, then I know not to do it anymore. The overall kind of theme of this past week was the PlayStation 5 Pro. Initially, rumors started that we were going to see it at CES, we got specs leaked, we got a whole bunch of things showing up for the PlayStation 5 Pro. But in my personal opinion, the PlayStation 5 Pro is stupid. We don't need it. We do not need it. You literally do not need it. Don't get me wrong. I love my PlayStation 5. And if a PlayStation 5 Pro comes out, I'm going to buy it. Probably day one. But the reality is, we don't need it. When the PlayStation 5 launched in 2020, we were promised 4K 120 FPS. We were promised 8K at 30 FPS. And yes, we could probably do 8K gaming now, and thanks to the new Prince of Persia, we do know 4K 120 is plausible. But what's the point of a PlayStation 5 Pro right now? Every single game looks perfect right now. Every single game plays perfect. I mean, I'm sure there's some elitist out there that's going to say, oh, this game only plays at 4K 50 FPS. We need better than that. Shut up. Go away. And then, of course, there's going to be those people that are going to be like,
we want our fidelity mode. It is 4K, max ray tracing, max graphics, max this, that, and the other, but I'm only getting 30 FPS. This is unacceptable, literally unplayable.
Even though you genuinely cannot tell a difference visually from 30 and 60 FPS, it is scientifically proven you do not see or feel a difference. When we had the PlayStation 4 Pro, we really needed that console. Games could not play on the base model PlayStation 4 anymore at that point. Games were getting pushed too much to their limits. And not only that, with all the UI updates, the PlayStation 4's UI itself, the base console, was already starting to become buggy. And the PlayStation 4 Pro did not solve all of our problems, but it was able to extend that console from 2016 or 17, whenever it came out, all the way to 2020. For the most part, everything was up to speed and great. And when PlayStation 5 initially launched, couldn't really tell that much of a difference in the beginning until people started learning the technology, obviously. But now here we are, 2024, 4 years into the PlayStation 5, probably a little bit over halfway into the console's lifetime, which I also think is silly. Like, I genuinely think this console could last until 2030 and we would have no problem and not really notice much of a lag or difference at all in games. But here we are, 4 years later, 2 generations of PC graphic cards, 4 generations of PC processors, and guess what? The PlayStation 5, in a lot of cases, still looks just as good, if not better, than the PC counterpart. We couldn't say that with the PlayStation 4 or the PlayStation 4 Pro. They were pretty dated pretty quickly. And the SSD on the PlayStation 5, it's so fast and snappy, you literally cannot tell that it's not, the higher end SSDs up to date. It was the best SSD in the world in 2020, and now it's just right there with the rest of the pack. But you genuinely don't see it lagging behind. It is genuinely still pushing boundaries. Only just these past couple months, at least for games that are releasing, obviously they figured this stuff out during development, but only these past couple months are we really getting games that take full advantage of the PlayStation 5. Like I mentioned, the new Prince of Persia game, it plays at 4K 120 FPS on performance mode. Like, what? That's ludicrous. And then we got all these beautiful fidelity games, Spider-Man 2 that just came out this past October, and the quality mode, with everything maxed out at 4K, you're still getting close to 60 FPS. Like, why? Like, we don't need the PlayStation 5 Pro when the PlayStation 5 is still, PlayStation 5ing. Like, what's the PlayStation 5 Pro gonna do, like, at the end of the day? Is it gonna give us a faster SSD? Cool, I can install a faster one on this PlayStation 5 if I want to. Yeah, the PlayStation 5 promises 8K gaming, and yeah, the PlayStation 5 Pro will make that easier, but who has an 8K television? Like, look at the price of this. This is a down payment on a house. This is a Facebook Marketplace car. This is a year's worth of Taco Bell. This is nearly 6 years of the top tier PlayStation Plus subscription. This is every single AAA game for a full calendar year. This is a brand new iPhone or Android. This is the cost of one college credit hour. This is a BMW oil change. In conclusion, yes, we could do 8K, but who's going to take advantage of it? When we got the PlayStation 4 Pro, we were introduced to 4K gaming, but by that time, everyone already had 4K TVs. I got my first 4K TV when I was 18 years old in 2015. I think I paid like $1,100 for it, which is a lot of money for a TV, but that's realistic pricing, not this. When it comes to televisions, you kind of buy them with the idea that you're going to use them 7 to 10 years. So you budget for that, about $100 a year, so that when the time comes, boom, There's your brand new TV paid for without doing a damage to your pocket or having to use a credit card. Almost everybody got these TVs probably between 2015 when I got them because I was an early adopter, all the way up until probably 2020. So 2030 at the earliest is when we're going to see 8K gaming. I mean, look at these two monitors, right? This is for my PC. My PC could do 8K gaming, but neither of these monitors are 8K. This one right here, it's 1440p. It can read up to 244 frames a second. And this one right here, it's 4K. But it's not meant to be a gaming monitor. It only reads up to 60 FPS. This is like I'm watching a YouTube video, I'm applying to jobs or something like that monitor, where this is the one I actually play games on. So if we're not doing 8K even on our PC, and I'm an exception, most people don't even do 1440p because they're going to do 1080p to get the best graphics at the easiest cost and keep as much frames as possible. So nobody's really clamoring for 8K game right now. Like, it's not a demand at all. So at the end of the day, other than PlayStation enthusiasts, who is the PlayStation 5 Pro going to be for? Unless there's only one thing I could think of that could make this console worth it, is if they manage to figure out a way for you to do PlayStation 1, 2, and 3 backwards compatibility via disc or digital download without any of the streaming stuff. That's the only thing I could think the PlayStation 5 Pro would be useful for, but you don't know they're not going to do that. It's literally probably just going to be a better SSD and a little bit of a performance up, but not enough to make it noticeable. At the end of the day, if a PlayStation 5 Pro launches, I will buy it, but I'm not really clamoring for it. Like, I'm not going to rush out to get it. If I miss the pre-orders and I have to wait, 6-7 months, so be it. I don't care because the PlayStation 5 is good enough as it is. But what about you? Let's say you already have the money set aside, you're not going to take a financial hit or anything, and the PlayStation 5 Pro came out tomorrow. Would you buy it, or would you just say, yeah, this isn't worth it, I'll wait for the PlayStation 6? And that, ladies and gentlemen, was the inaugural episode of Play By It Extra. Do you enjoy these more opinionated videos on the weekend? Usually the weekend is pretty slow for gaming news, so obviously I can't do these Monday through Friday, but I can do them on Saturday, Sunday if I have something I want to talk about. Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, try not to die, and I'll see you in the next video.